Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids. I'm tired. I'm tired. Every day is something. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Sometimes I really feel like God put too much on me that I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I just can't do it no more. I can't. Like, I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I just can't. I just can't. Like, I never ever wanted this to be my life.
Hey loves, today's video is a very heartbreaking one. A mum named Rani has gone viral on TikTok after openly breaking down about how difficult she's finding motherhood, especially the fact that she has to look after her child who is on the autism spectrum. In the video, she goes as far as telling people not to have children and that having children has hindered her life. Take a look.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids. If you don't know the possibilities of your chance, the possibility and risk of your kids having Down syndrome, autism, being on the spectrum, cerebral palsy, all the above, do not have kids. So from time to time, I let my son come in here and play with his toys. He was way too quiet. Like, bro, this is the type of shit you gotta deal with. Water on the floor. He put the cashews and water in a blender and poured it on the plate and missed the plate. I'm tired. I'm tired. Every day is something. And then on top of that, me not having help from nobody, having no support system, nobody. He's with me 24/7. If you don't have no support system, if nobody's willing to get your kids and keep them a couple days so you can accomplish stuff, do stuff, get a peace of mind, even for a couple hours, don't have no kids. Every day I tell myself, like, this is just too much for me. And then I question myself. And then I just be feeling like you don't even deserve. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. I was talking to his dad and I asked him, I said, name one thing it is that you want to do that you can't do because you have kids. And he just sat there quiet and looking at me and couldn't say nothing. He told me we'll finish the conversation when I make it home. Do y'all think we got on the phone and talked about it? Or said one word about it? No. Like, I try to give him freedom to play in the living room. We already live in a 1-bedroom. You can see how big my house is. Literally the hallway room, living room. Like, I try to give him the freedom to at least play in his bounce house and play with his toys, but I can't even do that. I can't even do that. I ain't had my eyes off of him for long. He kept running back and forth from the room to in the living room. Sometimes I really feel like God put too much on me that I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I just can't do it no more. I can't. And if he has somebody that would get him, so I can at least mentally get myself together and take care of stuff I need. He got kicked out of another daycare. He with me. He been with me for 3 weeks. I can't even work. I can't even attempt, and then if I do, he gotta be with me and be in danger. Go get on the potty if you boo-boo. Like, we've been working on stuff, potty training. He's potty trained. He's 2, he's fully potty trained. But I'm going through a lot, and it just don't make it no better. I be wanting to give up everything. And it's just not fair to him at all. It's not fair to me. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Imagine having a child on the spectrum that talk real well, potty trained, can't control his emotions and have tantrums. Imagine him not being able to stay in daycares, and he keep getting kicked out because of these tantrums, and because they're scared that one day he's gonna end up hurting himself, which he has already done. He had a knot on his head at the last daycare that I was never informed of. But imagine you deciding to lay down on your back, or probably lay on your stomach, and you have a child, and you gotta deal with the consequences of not being able to work, not being able to live a regular life with your child and be happy or financially free because he keep holding you back. Like, I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I honestly can't believe this is my life. I just can't. I just can't. Like, I never ever wanted this to be my life.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. As a mother myself, I really empathize with this young woman because parenting is hard, even on a normal day, even on the best days. With healthy kids who do not have additional needs, it's already hard. So I can only imagine how overwhelming it must feel to have a child on the spectrum. Rani said something in that video. She said that if you do not know the possibility of your child having Down syndrome or cerebral palsy, that you should not have children. However, I do want to say that during pregnancy, there are tests to screen for these conditions. I remember during one of my pregnancies, there was a scare for Down syndrome and I was called back to have another retest, but thankfully the results came back negative. So you can have these tests done during pregnancy. And it's important to take those tests seriously and listen to the medical professionals. However, many learning difficulties and neurodevelopmental conditions, including autism, are not detected during pregnancy. Those are things that you cannot predict or control. And if we're being honest, one of the biggest fears of many mothers is the fear of having a child with learning difficulties. It's a fear that many people rarely say out loud, but it is real. In the video we've just seen, Rani talks about the mess that her son has just made in the kitchen. And she talks about the fact that this is something that she has to deal with on a daily basis. There were loads of people in the comment section saying that, yes, all kids do this. Yes, I agree. Kids can be playful, they can be disruptive, they can be messy. However, having a child with autism is totally different. The difference is this. A child without learning difficulty can understand your reaction. They can recognize that what they did is wrong and they can learn not to repeat it. But a child who has learning difficulty, it takes much longer for them to process, understand, and regulate their behavior. As we saw in that video, despite her reaction, her son was still running around, completely unaware, not because he's naughty, but because comprehension takes time. These children require more attention, more patience, and more consistency. And that level of care takes a toll, not just on you physically, but it takes a toll on you emotionally and mentally. Rani said that she feels that God has put too much on her, and that she feels that she can't handle it. And Rani, if you ever see this video, I want to tell you that you can handle it. The Bible says in Isaiah 43 verse 2, it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. So you can handle this. He knows you can. Do not give up. Hang in there. You're an amazing mum. I've looked through your TikTok and I can see what an amazing job you're doing with your little boy. At 2 years old, you said he's potty trained. That's amazing. And he can brush his teeth. You did that. That didn't happen by accident. That was your hard work. Because potty training is not easy. And you did that for a 2 years old. You should be proud of yourself. You should give yourself more credit and more grace. Rani spoke about not having support. She said that if no one is willing to have your child for a few days or a few hours, that you shouldn't have kids. And this is where I feel Rani has it wrong. Because when you choose to have a child, that child becomes your primary responsibility. Support is helpful, but it's not guaranteed. Help is a blessing, it's not an entitlement. No one is obligated to take your child from you for days whilst you go off to live a free life. It doesn't work like that. At best, they might step in for a couple of hours. But at the end of the day, the responsibility still falls back to you. I feel like young women need to hear the truth before getting into childbearing. Because pregnancy is the easiest part. But you see, when the child arrives and the sleepless nights and all the stress that comes with motherhood hits you, now that is the difficult part. And that's the part that people don't really talk about, that you don't hear a lot about. Because that's when exhaustion sets in. And that's when your life does not solely belong to you anymore. And it can be a shock to the system. And that's what Rani is experiencing right now. Motherhood requires sacrifice. Your wants and your needs, they have to fit around your child's life and not the other way around. So I want to say this clearly. If you still want freedom and you're not ready to center your life around another human being, please do not rush to have children. Don't.
It's crazy because social media have you losing relationships with people, real friendships with people, all because you getting on here and expressing your feelings when you're doing it by yourself and literally have zero support. A few months ago, 4 months ago, how long it's been? 4 months ago. People not remembering, me and my son literally had nobody, just social media. People on social media helped us and came through for us more than people I've known my whole life. So at the end of the day, instead of questioning why I run to social media, why I put stuff on social media, why I express how I feel on social media, figure out a resolution. Nobody else is coming with a resolution that I know in real life. Nobody. My son was with his dad from the day before yesterday, around 7-ish, till yesterday around 7. And he wasn't happy about it. He wasn't happy about it. Instead of trying to put all the blame on me, help me come up with a resolution. Y'all think he did that one time? No. All he said was, come get him. I got shit to do. Newsflash, I got shit to do every day. I make it work. But when I tell you, figure it out, which I wasn't meaning figure it out and you take care of him, I meant figure it out until the time being. He can never do that. I was working 2 whole jobs. He'll pick him up from daycare and keep him. Eventually that shit stopped. You could tell he was getting tired of it. That's a responsibility, but that's the responsibility that you signed up for. I think it's just crazy that I gotta put myself on pause and my life on pause because you don't want to do shit that you're supposed to do. Probation. Let's talk about probation. I had to work. He telling me, oh, I gotta go to probation. So I gotta miss work because you can't take your son with you. Like, it's always on me. That's why I be so frustrated. This video reached 2.5 million people. My other video, 500,000. You think my mama reached out? She's not going to. Nobody reached out to me besides his dad. And because he had him. Nobody reached out to me. Nobody reached out to me that I know. So I don't give a fuck about how anybody feel about me picking up the phone and expressing my motherfucking feelings. And I'm ready to go to war about it.
And this is where we need to talk about choice. Because women are the ones who most often end up raising the child. Many men walk away and they continue living their lives with little to no consequence. We have more to lose, women. It's so important to bring a child into a stable environment. Having a child for a man who doesn't want it will not secure him. They can walk away at any time. If Rani had a present and supportive partner, someone who she can share the physical and emotional load with, she will most likely be able to rest, reset, and breathe. Parenting should not fall on one person alone. Young ladies, be careful. Do not ignore red flags. Make intentional choices. Do not tie yourself permanently to people who show you that they will not show up. Choose wisely, because motherhood is not something you can undo. Even for me, having children has had an impact on my career. This is something we do not talk about often, but it really does have an impact on your life. Men often thrive professionally. Their careers move forward as though nothing has changed. However, for women, motherhood often comes at a cost. Career progression slows, priorities are forced to change, and sometimes dreams are delayed or put on hold entirely. This is the reality for so many mothers, and it's important that people are aware of this before they make life-changing decisions. Motherhood is beautiful, but it's also demanding. And the honest truth is, we can't have it all at the same time. I truly empathize with Rani, and I feel like the next step for her is strategy. She needs to strategize on how she's going to deal with the situation she's found herself in. She didn't ask for it, but she's found herself in it. And I feel like when you have a child with autism, the first step is acknowledgement. So that's accepting your reality, coming to terms with it. And I know it's not easy, but that is the first step. And she's just a young woman, clearly overwhelmed. And it's obvious she doesn't have anyone to talk to about this. And that's why she's come online. And that's okay. We're here to give advice. It's okay for her to mourn the life she thought she would have had, or the motherhood journey she thought she would have gone on. It's okay. That doesn't make her a bad mother. But once you acknowledge it, the next step is education.
And I ain't even trying to take nothing from my son, because for him to be on the spectrum, like, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about spectrum, nothing, but very smart. Like I said, potty trained. Everything he sees, he will say it. Every item, he knows what everything is, every fruit, every object. He'll tell you what that is. Like I say, potty trained. Very responsible. Goes in, wake up, go brush his teeth. He want to brush his teeth. Know how to get himself dressed. Take his shoes off. Like, very affectionate. Like, love him to death. Does it get hard? And would I change it? No. Do I need a resolution? Do I need extra hands? And do I need extra help? Yes, I do. And it's crazy because I'm not supposed to be feeling like this. I love my son to death. That's literally all I got. Literally all I got. But mentally, it's draining when you not in daycare, and you got to figure out how you going to keep a roof over y'all head, because you got to keep him every day. I don't know, whoever was on the live, y'all heard me say, I have to live with my child. That's dangerous. It's so dangerous. But is that what I got? I do what I got to do. I literally do what I got to do. Sometimes I don't even, I got to take it and I can't even do it, because if he's not asleep, I can't even lift. And Rhodey, those are literally my only options. So excuse me for getting very upset when I literally have no options, nowhere to turn, nowhere to go. And I'm just spinning I feel like I'm running in a circle. Like, and then yesterday when I told his dad to figure it out, I wasn't meaning like you can keep him forever. I meant like, he like bring his stuff, and the longer you wait, it's gonna be harder for you. Like, what does that mean? You're threatening me? What's wrong? What's the matter? You threatening me instead of finding a resolution? It's even more messed up. Especially when you know he can't be over there for certain situations, for certain reasons. Like, it's really messed up, and it's really messed up. I made that video to so people can think about Think about the position you putting yourself in, because I don't think I thought enough.
So Rani says that she doesn't know much about the spectrum. And to be honest with you, Rani, that's where the work begins. Because the autism spectrum is very broad. And learning about it will help you understand your child and help you better meet his needs. Start looking into resources, looking into therapies. In the comment sections of this videos, people mentioned ABA therapy. It was the first time I'd ever heard of this, and I looked into it. And ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. It's a structured, evidence-based therapy most commonly used to support children on the autism spectrum and children with learning or developmental difficulties. At its core, ABA therapy focuses on understanding behavior and teaching skills in a way the child can understand, while reducing behaviors that make learning or daily life harder. ABA therapy does not just support the child, it also supports the family. Parents are often taught strategies they can use at home, which creates consistency and reduces stress. There are also places and programs designed to support children on the spectrum and to give parents room to rest, breathe, and just to regroup. There are also online communities. Find moms who are walking on the same paths. Follow mothers of autistic children who share their daily lives, their daily routines, and their coping strategies. Learn from those who have been there. You are not alone. With the right support, knowledge, and community, this journey will become more manageable. Here's a mum that I found who documents her life with an autistic child. Take a look.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids. It's way too quiet. Like, bro, this is the type of shit you gotta deal with. Water on the floor.
2 years ago, they used to be me. Raising an autistic child is not for the weak, so I just want to show you a couple things that I did to make my life easier. The first is a non-negotiable. You need some type of lock on your front door at all times. Really, 2 locks. As you can see, I leave my living room open because Jordan likes to run. He has a lot of energy, and I have to create the space for him to do so. This baby gate was a lifesaver when Jordan was 3 and 4 years old. Now he's tall enough to just jump over it, but if you have a smaller autistic child, you need this gate. It kept me from running around the house trying to see where Jordan at. If I'm in the front, you need to be in the front. And if I'm in the back, you need to be in the back too. Next, any type of product you have, get you some shelves and you got to put them up. Any door you don't want your child to go in, you need one of these on there. It's been 2 years and Jordan has yet to figure out how to open this door. I really need 2 locks on this door, but so far this has sufficed. The only door that doesn't have a lock on it is Jordan's room. He can come in and out as he pleases. As you can see, there's no dressers in his room. They don't need any dressers in their room. They can climb on it and they can tip over on top of them. Any outlet that you're not using in their room, you need to put an outlet cover over it. Really, any outlet anywhere that you're not using. For my peace of mind, I had to lock that closet up. I would clean Jordan's room and he would go back and pull out every single toy he could find and then not even play with them. I used to be distraught. This lock has been a lifesaver. With their toy, you have to be very mindful of what you allow them to play with. Anything that I even think you can choke on, I'm throwing it away. Anything with batteries that are not screwed in, I'm throwing it away. Anything I keep seeing in your mouth, I'm throwing away as soon as you go to sleep. I do have dressers in my room. A girl needs some dressers. And so Jordan is never in my room without me. And his problem isn't even climbing on them. He won't stay out of my drawers. He used to pull out my makeup, my hair clips, rubber bands, combs, all that. So I had to lock it up. So yeah, get you one of these. It is adhesive. And you just stick it on there. Now don't lose your key. Oop. Well, never mind on that. Okay, next. One time I caught Jordan sipping on my hair oil like a margarita, so I had to put up all my hair products. It is a nuisance, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Seeing her express my exact sentiments 2 years ago, I really just want to encourage you and let you know that it does get better. And if y'all want to know Jordan's medication regimen, I'm willing to share that as well.
Rani mentioned that nurseries have asked her son to leave, and this is where the next practical step comes in. The next step is finding a nursery or a daycare that will take your child, specifically one that specializes in children who are on the autism spectrum. This part is crucial. These settings have trained staff proper resources, and the skill set needed to deal with children with additional needs. A regular everyday nursery does not have the capacity to deal with the additional needs, and that is not a failure on their part or on yours, because it's all about suitability, finding what works for your son. I remember when I wanted to take my son to nursery, and the nursery teacher told me I had to bring him in for 1-day induction. When I inquired as to why, because I'd never done that for the previous children, she said that they had a lot of children come in who had special needs and they couldn't handle them. They didn't have the resources, they didn't have the staff number to deal with them. And so they used this induction day as a day to assess the children, because they felt like parents were just bringing their children and not telling them about the special needs that their children have. So in order to avoid this, they had this induction day in place. So not every nursery specializes with children on the spectrum. So it's important to find the right one for your child so that they get the right care. And I want to say this to every parent watching, especially those who have autistic children. And I'm going to say this from first-hand experience. Please do not turn a blind eye. Please do not say that they're going to grow out of it or it will get better the older they get without seeking help. Acknowledge what you are facing. Pay attention to it and actively look for support. Children on the spectrum should not be forced into environments that are not designed for them. Mainstream schools in many cases can be extremely challenging. These children are often misunderstood, bullied and isolated, and this can cause them to have very low confidence, and it can have a negative impact on them, and it can cause them to withdraw themselves. There are specialized schools and settings where they are understood, supported and cared for with patience, empathy and compassion, and those environments can make a world of difference. And Rani, I also want to gently say this. I want to implore you to be careful about making videos like this in front of your son. Words matter, and saying things that you did not expect your life to be like this and having him as set you back, those words can have long-term effects. Even though you may feel that he does not understand it now, however, children absorb a lot more than we think they do. We do not want him growing up thinking that he is the reason why his mother is unhappy, because this isn't his fault. I truly hope you continue to do your research and get the support that you need, and I'm genuinely glad that you did this video. I hope more people see it, not just young girls, but women in general, because motherhood is not easy. It can take a real toll on you mentally, physically, and emotionally. You even said it yourself that you don't think you thought about it through enough. And there is a reason why it takes 2 people to make a child. Parenting was never meant to be done alone. This is why having a stable home and a present supportive father is important. Life is unpredictable, and the things we can control, like the men that we decide to have children with, we must control them wisely. Despite Rani being dragged online, a lot of people have shown her genuine empathy. The comment section has been filled with supportive messages, advice and practical ideas on how she can access help and support. People have gone a step further too. Many have sent Amazon gifts and thoughtful items to her son. And honestly, I love seeing that. I love when the online community comes together and support a woman who is clearly overwhelmed and in need. I wanted to bring this video to my community because if anyone watching this is going through something similar, please know that you are not alone. Please speak to someone, do more research, because there is so much help out there. And most importantly, talk about it. Do not bottle it up, because your mental health matters too. I pray for strength for all mothers. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss my next video. Till next time guys, bye.